We knew it was wrong. We just didn't know its name was slavery. Whenever I hear anyone arguing for slavery, I feel a strong impulse to see it tried on him personally. Said by Abraham Lincoln in a speech on March 17, 1865. I've been trained to accept servitude and captivity systematically for quite a long time, and I'm sure most Eritreans my age did too. It may sound odd to say, but you never knew you were under dictatorship, nor did it occur to you that you, as a human being, deserved to own your life, to speak your mind, choose and do what you please. The kind of people we were, with high and promising hopes, and a total trust on their government, and almost with no suspicion of being betrayed. That is how naive people like us young Eritreans were. We too slow to understand enslavement. We only understood it too late in the day. The indefinite military conscription, denying us basic freedom, the continuous raids on our once safe and delightful streets, imprisoning people belonging to certain religions, and extremely cruel mistreatment, wasn't something that made our hearts nod in agreement, but it took some time to understand the full extent of the slavery, disguised as the national service. It is only now that we have come to realize that we were nothing but mere slaves of the PFDJ regime. It all began when we were forced to join the compulsory and indefinite military service at the age of 16. Yes, in a nation like Eritrea, that age is the stage where you and your innocent childhood dreams and hopes part ways. Instead of being well cultivated to dream big and achieve our potential while contributing to the redevelopment of our country, there was a time when our neighbourhoods were cheerful and full of laughter of youngsters, and the streets we used to stroll felt safe. There was a time when the very air we breathed was hopeful, where everything was normal, where the future was all promising. A time we thought it was all well and good, until it wasn't. Our hopes and aspirations for great Eritrea, however, fell crumbling and vanished with the crippling effect of the indefinite national service. The war with Ethiopia has been used to justify the open-ended conscription in the military. However, it's been more than a decade since the signing of the Algiers Treaty that ended the war. Yet the unlawful exploitation of the labour of the Eritrean youth continues to be carried out under the guise of the national service, with irreversibly destructive effects on the Eritrean society. Instead of encouraging and motivating people to redevelop and rebuild Eritrea by securing peace, law and order, the regime decided to repay our selfless contributions and sacrifices by condemning us to an eternity of slavery, bruit and suffering. Our labour has been forcefully exploited to serve the interests of elite members of the clique, and works that hardly benefit neither the people nor the nation, all with mere pittance. And so we ran away. The youth had responded by fleeing en masse, crippling the productive and defensive capability of our nation. When they denied us the right to express our frustration with our voices, we spoke with our feet. We fled in every direction we could, deserted our once hopeful nation. For many, the journey never had a happy ending. Oceans opened up to become graves, and people turned into beasts to prey on us. Even after surviving all of that, the expectation is to remain silent and disappear into a new type of slavery. Not me. I refuse to shut up and continue to serve through 2%. I refuse to be a slave anymore. I risk my life to set myself free, and so I will live free. Many, including the young people our age who call themselves YPFDJ, find the act of running away from your own country by taking extreme measures strange. They have never experienced life in a national slavery. They are surprised to see us fleeing and annoyed to hear us call our national service experience slavery. Now we are simply saying enough. Actually, it would be strange if we didn't say enough, when all you get for your hard work and sacrifice is mockery, when all your blood and sweat is for the pleasure and enjoyment for some pretentious patriot on their adventurous trip to Eritrea, when you are condemned to serve until God knows without questioning a thing, when muffling the screams of despair is all you can do to relieve your ignition, when families are told to survive with $10 a month, when one is only allowed to see his family once in a year or two, when the whole generation is stuck in the military and forced to give up education, career, jobs, future, marriage, and family. It would be strange if you didn't run away, risking everything. You can't help but run away, when running away is the only thing that you could keep life aspirations alive. In a world of extreme tyranny like ours, it is more than safe to assume that our years will be totally cheated off us, and we will be condemned to work and struggle for the rest of our lives without any appreciation, credit, respect, or reward of any sort. This would have not been that bad if we contributed to the prosperity of our people, the peace of our nation, and anything positive that would have made our parents be proud of the sacrifices that we was demanded of. We have had to slave for the regime with docile commitment without enjoying even the most basic rights of human, the right to live. Had we seen a glimpse of hope rather than our situation, that of our people, deteriorate by day? Had we seen the fruits of our exploited labour take Eritrea for it, things may have been different. But all we got was being pushed and pulled in all directions. That I know, that I now know, is what oppression does to those at the bottom of the heap. And now we are able to openly condemn the national slavery. People from some corners are telling us that we are not slaves, but veterans, and unshamedly persuade the brothers and sisters we left behind to continue serving, not their nation, but the interests of a regime, the elite members of the clique, that continues to enslave us and condemn us to nothingness. Like their dancing on corpses of our fallen brothers and sisters hasn't been enough. Like taking pride for roads and dams we built for free wasn't enough. As though being denied basic rights isn't sacrificing all. Like gambling with our lives isn't the ultimate low. They are telling us we should consider it an honour. My advice to such people is to go and try and live a single day without knowing when you'll be in charge of your destiny again. Go a single year without knowing when you'll be allowed to see your parents. Go a single week knowing the screams that came from the prison cell that was your best friend that shared your bunk bed. Go a single month toiling to build roads and bridges with mere pittance that others will use and enjoy as you toil endlessly, and then come back and tell us how honoured you felt. I am glad that God invented humour to save us all from going mad. People who have not been through what we have been cannot tell us what we were, nor can they order us to stop condemning our own predicament of slavery. We are not inventing slavery, we're finally calling it by its name, and we are saying it all loud. This is us pouring our frustrations that we had only shouted through our teary eyes and running feet. So please don't tell me I'm a veteran. Don't you call the slavery I have been condemned to a national service. It is quite overbearing and insulting to tell me one whose fate was already decided for him. To the slave woman with inadequate payment, and apart from the warmth of her family. To the young man with no future to look forward to. To her whose labour was opportunistically exploited, to shut up and not tell her story. Because this grieving heart has a story of pain, sadness, and hardship that you are either ignoring or have no idea about. We were slaves until we ran away, and there are so many we left behind, and some that died, and that's all there is to it.